In today's Money Count, the state of Illinois continues to pile on the red ink, now at $8.5 billion and counting. And this is after they raised taxes all across the board. Our next guest is knee-deep in those bills and worries that the governor will try to fix the mess with even more tax hikes. Joining us now is Illinois State Comptroller Judy Baar Topinka. Judy, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. So, what happened? I thought these tax increases were the magic bullet that was going to solve all your problems. That's what the governor told us.
Well, there's no magic bullets to any of this. This is a long slog. And we had, as you know, the single biggest tax increase, 67%, single biggest tax increase in the state of Illinois. And from a standpoint of the unpaid bills, not a lick of it went toward that because the Medicaid program, as well as our pensions underfunding, ate it all up. It's all gone. All just going over in that direction, not coming to unpaid bills. I'm still at 163,000 bills and counting.
Unbelievable. Now, a lot of people, by the way, might wonder how it is that you have a Democratic governor, Democratic legislature, and Republican controller. You were elected to that position, correct?
Well, right, and I had run for governor at one point against Rod Blagojevich, so you can see I'm pretty daring do. I guess the public figured that that maybe I was doing the right thing, because I've been saying this for 10 years, that we've got to pay these bills. I mean, I even said it when I was in the legislature. You cannot adding programs, you cannot keep diverting money from pensions and so on, and then expecting that you're going to balance out at the end.
Well, and we have an experiment. We have the answer to the experiment. Did they work, tax increases? No, they didn't work. We also have two states that kind of surround you. You're surrounded by Wisconsin, where you have Governor Scott Walker, who's trying to lower taxes. Governor Mitch Daniels has been doing that for a long time in Indiana. So those states have cut taxes. They have been drawing businesses, I assume, away from your state of Illinois as a result, no?
Well, they're certainly trying Indiana more successfully than Wisconsin, which seems to have a whole mess of other problems. But, you know, it's just tax increases on business do not encourage businesses to come to Illinois, to stay in Illinois, certainly do not encourage hiring. If people are not working, they can't pay their taxes, and so I can't pay out. It just gets down to that. Now, if the governor here, Governor Quinn, we're going to hear from him in his State of the Union message tomorrow, if he starts looking at more tax increases, I'm not going to start screaming around the state and stomping my foot. I mean, you stop
well, you
it
are,
already.
but what about the taxpayers? I mean, I would think that they have enough examples, not only in Illinois, but surrounding them, to say, stop this, it doesn't work.
Well, this is true, and not only that, but they're beginning to live off their savings because they can't amass any kind of money. They certainly can't amass any wealth because they're paying day-to-day costs, which are rising here. And they're using their credit cards more, so I expect there'll be a problem down the road a piece because it's going to be more and more credit. Even the Civic Federation here in Chicago, their numbers are pretty close to ours. They're saying no more borrowing. I've been saying that too. Any borrowing, we wind up throwing money down the black hole. We will pay our bonds, so no one need worry about that. That's first and foremost on our list. We will pay payroll. That's second on our list. But then everything else has to be divided. And you've got these two monstrous giants, Medicaid and pensions. Pensions are underfunded to the tune of almost $80 billion. Oh. That's bigger than the budgets of most foreign countries.
Wow.
So you've got that, and you've got Medicaid constantly growing. If we don't settle those things right now, this legislative session, then I really don't know where we go at that
Judy,
point. I just don't know.
We got to go. I'm getting a wrap, but I have to ask you, you grew up in a household where your parents were two small business owners, right?
That's correct.
How did that influence the way you see the world and the way budgets work?
Well, that influenced me because obviously they worked all the time. They worked very, very hard. They worked 7 days a week. But was also an influence was because they worked, I was reared a great deal by my grandparents who came out of the Depression. And that was the main influence because there you could make things go a long way by working at it. You could find ways out. You could find solutions. You budgeted. You didn't spend what you didn't have. And that's a great, great influence on me.
Judy Baar Topinka. Well, the state of Illinois is lucky to have you, the controller of the great state of Illinois. Judy, thank you very much. Well, as venture capitalism